She didn't say don't touch me with anger. She didn't whisper it either. She said it like a line she had rehearsed in the mirror 1,000 times. Cold, precise, inevitable. I stood there, my hand frozen in the air, just inches from her shoulder, and in that instant, a truth I had been avoiding finally hit me. I hadn't touched my wife in 47 days. Not a brush of the hand, not a knee against hers on the couch, not a careless hug in the dark of our bedroom. Nothing. 47 days of emptiness. She was wearing the blue hoodie I gave her for Christmas. Her hair was still damp, and she smelled like something that wasn't mine. A scent too sharp, too present, a signature someone else had left on her skin. I stepped back, not because of anger, but because I suddenly felt like a stranger in my own home. The walls were the same. The cracked tile in the kitchen was still there. But she was someone else. She opened the fridge as if nothing had happened. "We're out of oat milk. Can you get some tomorrow?" Her indifference cut through me like ice. A soft sound made me turn. Her phone lit up on the counter. A message. "I'm still thinking about this morning. You were incredible." No name, just a heart. She didn't notice that I saw it. She didn't even notice that I was still in the room. I walked out without slamming the door. No scene, no confrontation. I just walked until my legs burned and my throat tightened. That night I slept in the guest room. She didn't ask why. The next day she posted a picture of her coffee with the caption, "New beginnings." I was still in the house, but she was already somewhere else. That was the moment I stopped waiting for her to come back, and slowly, quietly, started coming back to myself. That night I waited for her to come to the guest room. A knock. A "can we talk?" Nothing. Only silence settling on me like dust. At 2 in the morning I found myself scrolling through our old messages. "You make the world feel less sharp," she once wrote. Now she was the sharp one. Cold, surgical. And I was the anesthetized patient in an operation I never agreed to. The next morning she was humming in the kitchen. Humming. As if the night before had never happened. Her phone vibrated 5 times. I counted. She laughed. A laugh I didn't recognize anymore. I didn't feel jealousy. I felt certainty. The certainty I had swallowed for months. I didn't ask questions. I didn't shout. I didn't interrogate. I wasn't an obstacle on her path anymore. I was a shadow. The days that followed were strange. She clung to the script of normality, but I wasn't acting anymore. I replied late. I didn't ask about her day. I stopped looking for signs, clues, shifts, and when she wasn't illuminated by the constant glow of my effort, she started stumbling in the dark. More makeup, sudden movie nights, even a weekend getaway to reconnect. For the first time in months, I felt something from her. Fear, the fear of losing her audience. Then came the day of her watercolor class. She returned late, her hair wet, too wet for an art class. "It was expressive," she said. I answered, "Strange." "You came back without brushes." Her face cracked for a second, then hardened again. "You're imagining things." I didn't reply. I just walked out, not to leave forever, just to let her believe I could. The next day I saw her crying on the porch through the window. She thought she was alone. One hand clutched her chest as if something had broken inside. I didn't hate her. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted her to finally look the truth in the eyes. When she found the photo, the one of her with the man she wasn't even trying to hide anymore, she didn't explode. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She negotiated. "How long have you known? Why did you leave it there?" "Are you going to tell anyone?" I just said. "I don't have to say anything." "You already did." That night she cooked. A candlelit dinner. A desperate attempt to rewrite the ending on her terms. She moved like an actress performing for an empty theater. Halfway through dinner, she cracked. I thought it would stay small. Something I could control. She couldn't even say his name. Not courage, not honesty, just fear. The next morning I watched her sitting with her coffee at sunrise, staring at the garden as if the leaves could somehow hide a shortcut back to the past. That's when I knew what I had to do. Not scream, not punish, not expose her. Just leave. For real this time. I rented a small, quiet apartment packed without noise, and left half of our savings on her pillow. "This is what being fair looks like," I wrote. I walked out without looking back, and for the first time I didn't feel like I was leaving something. I felt like I was returning to myself. The first 2 days were pure silence. Painful, raw silence, but a silence already starting to heal. Then came the messages, the photos, the posts, attempts to look strong, to look like a victim, to look alive. And as always, attempts to make me react. I didn't. I just watched. And watching brought me the clearest truth of all. I didn't lose my wife. I lost someone who stopped being my wife long before those 47 days without touch. When she finally said, "I'm not seeing him anymore," I felt nothing. I just answered, "You didn't hurt me by being with him. You hurt me by not being with me while I was falling apart." Silence. Then the most honest words I ever spoke. "You didn't love me badly. You loved me in a way I didn't know how to survive." And that was it. I closed the door. Whether I was inside or outside didn't matter anymore. It was just a door, and for the first time in months, I had an entire world to walk into.